They call it the Mercy of Gaia, a colossal vessel twice the length of a city, painted in white and gold, trailing banners of peace and hope in every known language across the galactic quadrant. It was unarmed, slow, and lived within like a floating cathedral. Every being who saw it knew its mission: to heal, to shelter, to bring compassion where war had left scars. Humans had sent it to tend to the wounded of all species after the Phyrexian Wars ended. Even its orbit, high above neutral space, had been sanctioned and protected under the Celestial Accord, with its location shared to all parties in peace. But someone ignored that. No one knew if it was a rogue fleet, a mistake, or a declaration. But it happened in the 7th galactic cycle, beneath the twin suns of the Zoran system. The Mercy of Gaia transmitted no distress call. There was no warning, only silence, the kind of silence that turns cold inside your bones, the kind that comes before screaming. When a scout ship from the Van Ari found the wreckage, drifting and torn open like a wound in space, the galaxy changed. There were no survivors. 87,000 souls. Doctors, nurses, civilians, alien infants from 5 species in pediatric care, elderly from burned colonies, volunteers from 27 planets. All gone, vaporized or spaced. The medical corps had been hit first. Autopsy scans later revealed the attack had been deliberate, aimed with precision that only battle-hardened fleets could muster. The weapons were traced. Ion trails pointed to one navy, the Zarkali Dominion. At first, the Dominion denied it. Of course they did. Propaganda, they called it. A false flag operation meant to frame them. But humanity was no longer in the mood for counsels or patience. Not this time. Not for this. Not after watching footage of the Mercy's crumpled pediatric wing. There was an old Terran phrase: do not mistake kindness for weakness. The galaxy had forgotten. Earth reminded them. Without warning, Earth sealed its embassies. All of them. Human diplomats vanished from every galactic capital. Earth sent no declaration, no communique. Just a signal burst, one word, encrypted and chilling: retribution. The first sign was a blackout. Sensors in nearby systems stopped reporting. Navigation buoys went offline. Merchant vessels disappeared. Trade convoys went silent. Even the war-hardened captains of the Dominion began noticing. Something vast was moving through the stars, unseen, unstoppable. On day 7, the Dominion's 5th Fleet sent a scout patrol to investigate the silent tardy rim. They never returned. All that arrived was their command ship's black box, broadcast into Zarkali command space by a human drone, like a message in a coffin. Inside was audio. 17 seconds of static. Then a single, distorted whisper: you struck the hand that heals. Now you'll know the fist that breaks. The Zarkali Dominion responded with pride. Their emperor declared the incident a test of strength. He called humanity overrated. He reminded his council that Earth had been quiet too long, its fleets dormant since the Critic Treaty. Soft, he said. Lazy. He moved his fleets to intercept. Then the stars began to darken. What the galaxy had never understood was that Earth did not disarm after the Critic Treaty. It had simply gone silent. For decades, while others flaunted power, humanity built in shadow. Warships the size of moons, cloaked by spatial refraction. AI-guided destroyers with zero-point drives. Neural combat pods piloted by war-veteran minds copied into quantum processors. All stored far from Earth, beyond visible stars, buried in black space vaults. And now they were waking up. They came without fanfare. No flags. No hails. Just power readings like gravity wells moving through subspace. On day 10, the Dominion's outer colonies saw their skies turn red as Earth's fleet emerged. Not one ship, not 10, but thousands. Interlocked formations, ships shaped like swords and shields. The first wave was Justice, a dreadnought that could split planets. It entered orbit above Zarkali Prime and sent a final message. You have killed our healers. You will now meet our soldiers. The orbital bombardment lasted 17 minutes. Zarkali's orbital defense ring, their pride and pinnacle, didn't last 4. Ground-based rail cannons tried to resist, but Earth's fleet had already warped in exosentinels, autonomous kinetic platforms that moved faster than thought and struck like lightning from dark matter rifts. The Dominion's generals attempted escape. Their ships were tracked. Not a single vessel escaped. Cities weren't just bombed. They were deleted. Not a single civilian on the mercy of Gaia had been armed. So Earth made a choice. They would remove every single military installation from Zarkali space. Every fleet. Every base. Every outpost. Earth's fleet moved like a storm with coordinates, precise and absolute. And when their war AI designated Titan calculated the optimal result, it triggered final measure protocol. The sky above the Zarkali Dominion turned black. The Dominion sun was surrounded by 26 ships of the Helios class. Each deployed reflectograph shells that bent light and solar energy. The sun dimmed. Then its core was breached, not to destroy the star, but to collapse it into itself, creating an artificial solar singularity. Controlled, weaponized. A black sun. Zarkali's home system became a warning. But Earth didn't stop there. They didn't colonize. They didn't claim victory. They sent a single ship to the ruins, broadcasting on all frequencies. Let no one forget, we did not come for conquest. We came for remembrance. The stars will mourn the mercy of Gaia until time ends. Then the ships left. The galaxy fell into silence again. But this silence was not empty. It was filled with awe, fear, and a deep, unsettling understanding. No council dared criticize Earth. No empire dared speak. Even enemies of the Dominion whispered prayers for peace. Earth became legend again, not just for war, but for how it had loved peace so deeply that it built the galaxy's largest hospital ship, and how that love, when murdered, turned into something apocalyptic. Humanity wasn't the strongest because it had the biggest fleet, but because it remembered every soul it lost, and answered with vengeance measured not in rage, but in cold, eternal silence. And now, drifting through deep space, just outside known territory, another ship floats. A new one, larger, holier, Mercy of Gaia 2, unarmed, gleaming, guarded on all sides by the shadows of ships that never sleep again. And above its hull, in all languages, a simple engraving. We heal, we mourn, we remember. But if you strike again, the stars themselves will weep.